Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about the latest revelation from the grand jury in the Mar-a-Lago case that looks to me as if it might blow out of the water all of Trump's very implausible defenses about he can classify anything. He had no reason to think materials were classified and the like. Okay, let's set this up. First, it's very early. It's in April and May of 2021. So the newly deposed and still disgruntled and disbelieving former president is down in Mar-a-Lago, and he is meeting with folks who are, this is a nice little Washington detail already, writing Mark Meadows' memoir. So the memoir, presumably when it comes out, will say Mark Meadows, but the dirty secret in Washington is other people do all the real work. Anyway, at that point, there has just been a report from Chief of Staff Mark Milley that he was really worried that Trump was going to do some kind of wag the dog attack, military attack, perhaps on Iran in the grim latter days in an attempt to sow chaos and stay in power. And Trump was steaming about this. So there's an audio tape. And in the audio tape, which the various press folks have not heard, but have just had described to them, Margot Martin, who was there whenever Trump would talk and prepared audio tapes, described for the grand jury Trump's reactions. So he is complaining and puffing about Mark Milley and Iran, and he picks up a paper. You can hear paper waving and brandishes it and says, essentially tries to make the case that actually Milley was all over him to attack Iran all through the administration, and he was the one who pushed back on Milley. And then he says, if I could show this to you, it would be pretty clear, but I can't do it because it's not declassified. Okay, so stop right there. That might have been a side comment from Trump. Some have even suggested he was puffing and he didn't have anything in his hands. It looks to be as if what he had in his hands wasn't exactly what he was referring to, but was a 4-page document having to do with attacking Iran. In any event, the big point now for Jack Smith and the prospective Mar-a-Lago charges, Trump is on tape, lottie, thank God there are tapes, acknowledging that he's got classified material and acknowledging there are rules to having classified material, and you can't just take it willy-nilly and brandish it around and show it to folks, as, by the way, we have separate testimony that he was in the habit of doing, but this is much more concrete. So with all the repeated to this day, including on the CNN town hall, wild-eyed and totally cracked and bogus assertions by Trump. I'm the president. If I even think about it, it's declassified. Just that I touch it, as soon as I take it with me, it's declassified, etc. That always was crazy, but did he maybe believe it, and might that go to his guilt? Well, no. He knows. So this is a really critical potential piece of evidence because it shows he knows that he can't just take classified materials, and he knows that he doesn't declassify them just because he took them with him. So that is the number one point. Now, Trump's attorney went on CNN where he got a pretty good grilling from Abby Phillips, Caitlin Collins, and he basically bobbed and weaved and refused to answer any substantive question, just accused the DOJ of engaging in a selective leak campaign. To answer that non-answer, let me just say it's extremely unlikely. From the nature of the leaks that are coming out, they're all about things that happened weeks ago, but we're just sort of discovering now, kind of like, a transmission from outer space that takes a few weeks for the light to come in. And they're selective. We talked a few days ago about Corcoran saying he was waived off. And obviously that's not what the full account from the grand jury was. So no reason, even if he were dishonest and not playing by the book, which all evidence is that he is honest and playing by the book, for Jack Smith to selectively leak things from weeks ago and partial accounts of the grand jury testimony. All right, so this figures to be really, especially important testimony going to Trump's always crappy defenses about, what he could do and what he couldn't do. Always crappy on the merits, bankrupt on the merits, and far-fetched on the facts, but now even more far-fetched because he's basically put the lie to all of it. Some have suggested how Trumpian might it be for him to have just taken, 4 pages of a pad and brandish them to boast and make his point, and it was just blank paper. But it really doesn't matter for purposes of getting at the defense and piercing it, that he thinks he can do whatever he wants, and there's no such thing as declassified materials when it's in his paw, or at least when it was in his paw when he left the presidency, and there's no other way for that document to have arrived there. So we have we are in general getting these accounts of what happened sort of weeks ago. This is emerged in Margot Martin's testimony in front of the grand jury, and with the audio tape. Sometimes you have to learn about the existence of audio tapes based on discovery obligations and the like. We're not there yet, that's not the. I don't want to venture into discovery territory. I just want to really underscore this document and the audio tape. This document, in whatever form it is, even blank, and the audio tape in particular, are really important because they put the lie to Trump's continual assertions that he was clean because he could do whatever he wanted as president. And will sound this refrain again of Trump axiom number 1: he cannot testify. So when it comes to it, it's not clear how he would even try to make his claim that, I can do whatever I say I can. He can't say that unless he takes the stand. Others can't say it about him, that, he told us this under the rules of hearsay. But in any event, however that defense might come out in whatever wan fashion, it looks to me like this tape really gives a powerful rebuttal to it, and that's always been the kind of final point that people have been in, some concern about. Can you show that he knew that he wasn't allowed to have documents, and there are rules about declassification, as indeed there are. Talk to you later.
What's up, Midas Mighty? Jordy here. Talking Feds, the YouTube channel run by renowned attorney and former top federal prosecutor Harry Litman, is now part of the MeidasTouch network. Check out the Talking Feds YouTube channel by searching for it right now, and subscribe to Talking Feds on YouTube for free, great legal coverage. Search for Talking Feds on YouTube and subscribe today. Let's help get that channel to over 100,000 subscribers.